Hey guys, and welcome back. So I know I look a little bit crazy right now, just a little bit crazy because I have lashes on, some eyeshadow and lipstick, but nothing else. But today is something very exciting. So anyone who is a fan of makeup will probably see that there is a new NYX foundation which is already being released in the US, so lucky you guys, but is technically not released yet in the UK. But look who's got their hands on it. So this is the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. So this is the collab between NYX and I want to say is Alyssa Ashley. I've heard so many things about this foundation. I feel like it's been really hyped up. And yeah, I've just wanted to get my hands on it basically. So I was in Debenhams yesterday, and because I didn't know that there was any like release date. I knew it was September, but I didn't have like an actual date. So I just asked the girl, I said, oh, have you got any of the new foundation in? And she said, we've just had it in now, and it was there in the boxes. But technically the release date is the 20th of September. But she said that everyone has been asking about it, so I was like, can I have one please? And here we are. So I didn't manage to get the primer only because she said they didn't actually have it in. They hadn't had it sent in yet. But otherwise I would have got the primer as well. So I'm going to be doing a first impressions and like an all day wear review of this. I will get the primer when it does come out, so if you want to have another review of that, then I can do that as well. But yeah, let's get on with what NYX say about this foundation. Okay, so it is described as lightweight, waterproof and pigmented AF. The new Can't Stop Won't Stop full coverage foundation hustles as hard as you do. This comfy liquid formula comes in 45 tones. So there's 45 shades of this. So for a drugstore brand, so but like basically not like a high-end brand, like 45 shades, that actually does, yeah, that actually trumps the Fenty Beauty, which is 40, I believe. I don't think there's any other brand that does more than 40 or 45 shades. I mean, if there is, let me know, but I think this might be the most shades ever. So it's non-transfer, sounds good because I'm always getting foundation all over my tops. Every creamy shade glides on smooth, delivering matte coverage and colour that stays true for up to 24 hours. Works to control shine, mattify your complexion all day long. It's not going to clog your pores and is suitable for normal, oily, combination and sensitive skin types. From what I can see then, I would say the only skin type it probably isn't going to work well for would be dry. So it said normal, combination, oily and sensitive. I mean, I'm assuming if it's going to be a matte one, then probably if you've got very dry skin, then you wouldn't want to wear this. But obviously I have oily skin, anything which is going to control shine, stay matte all day, I'm there for it. I am there for it. I have the shade Golden. Oh, just a little side note, because they literally just got these in Debenhams, they didn't have any testers. So I'd never tried any of the NYX foundations before. So I got matched to the Total Control drops because I really wish I got her name because she was like so sweet. But yeah, the girl from the NYX counter, she said, whatever your shade is in the Total Control drops or any like the other foundation, it'll match up. So basically, if you've already tried a NYX foundation and you know your shade, if you go in and there's no testers, then basically just go with the shade that you would normally get for a NYX foundation. Does that make sense? So yeah, I was matched up with the shade Golden. I do have a bit of fake tan at the minute, so I was matched to that because I plan on keeping my tan all through the autumn winter time now. So yeah, I went with Golden. The packaging is very nice. It's like a nice glass bottle. It has a pump, which I mean that like saves a load of hassle. I'm not sure of the price in the US, but in Debenhams this was £15. So for a drugstore foundation, £15 is slightly more. Usually for drugstore it'd be £10 would be the highest that you pay for a foundation. But saying that, if it does what it says, then I'm happy to pay £15 compared to a high-end brand. Like, I'm just saying, for example, say Kat Von D Locket foundation, that's like 30 quid or something. So obviously this is like half the price. So yes, let's get on with the application. So because this is a like full coverage matte foundation, I have got on all my skincare. I do think that that is like essential if you're going to be wearing something which is 1 matte and 2 full coverage. So even if you've got oily skin, if your skin is not hydrated enough and is not prepped enough, then no foundation is gonna like sit nice and wear nice throughout the day. So I've got my usual skincare, I've got my usual moisturizer, I've got my usual little primer concoction, so that's the Neoid Photography Fluid and Pixie Poreless and Flawless Primer. I am going to be applying this with a damp sponge. I mean, you can put this on with a brush, but you're going to get a lot more of like a full coverage, which is absolutely fine if that's what you're about. I do tend to like to have slightly more of a medium coverage, like I don't want to look too like whoa. So yeah, I'm going to use a damp beauty sponge because that is what I normally do. I'm going to start off with 1 pump and see how that goes. So I mean, that was a good pump. You know, sometimes you pump and like either it squirts out like loads or sometimes it's like barely anything, but this to me is like a decent size, nice little blob. Yeah, colour wise I believe this is gonna match. So we matched it obviously to my neck because my face is a lot paler. Oh, talking about fake tan, don't mind this or this. It's a mixture between a fake tan accident and using purple shampoo. Let's not go there. I am going to just dot this on my face. I'll dot it on the one side first and we'll see how we go. So yeah, that doesn't feel that thick. Oh yeah, there's that coverage. Hello coverage. Oh yeah, that is a good match. So yeah, golden is got quite like a warm yellowy olivey undertone, which for me is absolutely ideal. I usually find the foundations, especially drugstore foundations, are usually either too like pinky or beige, like too neutral, or then they go super like orangey warm. But that is nice and like olivey yellow. Oh, that's blending super fast as well. Nice. Oh my god, that is like really matte as well. That's set fast. Oh yeah, that is definitely matte. I don't know, let's see if I can do it close up. Yeah, that is definitely a matte finish. There's pretty much no like shine on the face, like maybe teeny tiny bit, but considering that I've got like an illuminating primer on underneath as well, that is like pretty matte. Ooh. But yeah, it really doesn't feel like much on the skin. Yeah, to me this is like perfect coverage, and I mean I've still got plenty left on the back of my hand. Should we see how it builds? Nice. I mean that builds really nice. That hasn't gone cakey. Yeah, tip for using like full coverage foundations, going with small layers at a time to build it up, and that way then you can kind of see how it's progressing, how it's building, rather than if you just go in with loads and then think, crap, I went way too heavy with that and now I have cake face. I'm really sorry about the lighting. I'm trying to use some natural lighting and the sun is just playing me. Stop. So this is the side, no foundation, with foundation. Honestly, that colour is awesome though. Cool, right. So I'm gonna need to pump a little bit more. Let's see how much you get in here. Tell me the amount. So you get 30 mils in here, so I mean that's pretty standard for foundations, I think, these days. Again, do the same thing. I can't get over how matte that is. I mean, that is full coverage. Yeah, I would imagine if you were to use a brush, this would be so like full coverage. Go over my ears a little bit as well. Make them matchy. Okay, sorry guys, I just had to sort out the lighting because the sun was going in and out and it was ruining my vibe. What do I think? So it feels very like lightweight on the skin. It does not feel like a full coverage foundation at all. But I mean, I think I've got it at a pretty like good medium, like a high kind of version of medium. Probably if you were to build it more, you could get it to like completely full coverage. So like I said, I ended up using 2 pumps and that was with a damp beauty sponge. Obviously, if you were to use a brush, I think you probably could get like a lot more coverage with the same amount. A little goes a long way and it sets very quick. So I wouldn't do the thing that I usually do, which is dot it all over my face and then go and blend it out. I would probably do it in sections. So like I did half my face and then the other half, that I think was perfect. If I had left like say this half with the dots on whilst I blend out this side, I think you probably would have set and it would have been hard to blend out. Yeah, I mean everything is covered. So close up. Yeah, the camera is making it look slightly paler than what I think it is, but it is like a really good match to my neck. But yeah, I actually can't believe that this is no powder, because this, I mean, it's got like an almost, like there's a ever so slight like glow. It's not completely flat, but I mean, it looks like I've already powdered. This light is still playing me. So yes, I think if you've got normal skin that you don't get oily at all, then probably you wouldn't need to powder. You probably put this on and that would be enough. If you've got a combination, then you probably just like, you know, slightly powder just like where you need it. I am gonna powder just because that's what I would normally do, and I want to test this foundation out how I would normally wear foundation. Yeah, but I am very impressed with that. The only thing I can notice is I've got quite like flaky dry skin over my nose. I've had it ever since I've come back from Tenerife. I can see that it is kind of like clinging on to dry patches. So yeah, definitely if you have dry skin and like dry like flaky skin, you'd probably gonna want to stay clear from it. I'm gonna say you'd probably be better off with the NYX Total Control drops, I think, because I think that felt a lot more like hydrating and liquidy. I will be right back. I'm just gonna go and put on the rest of my face, and yeah, we will reconvene presently. Okay guys, so I've got the rest of my face on, and I have to say everything went on super nice over the top. The powder went over lovely. I've added highlight, and yeah, I mean the highlight I think is probably essential if you're wearing this foundation, only because it is quite matte, so you want to add like a little bit of life back into it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like my skin looks super flawless. I feel like, I mean, my pores have been hidden. So I say it's lightweight, like it didn't feel tacky. Like I know I've powdered, but even before that it didn't feel tacky, whereas with a lot of foundations you can kind of feel the tackiness, especially when they're full of coverage. And considering that it is quite, like the consistency is slightly more on the thicker side. It's a liquid, but thicker, so it's not going to run down your hand. But like it's still, like it feels like nice on the skin. It doesn't feel like, oh, that's really heavy or cakey. So that was the one issue that I had with the Makeup Revolution Pro, the full coverage foundation, I believe it was, in the tube. I mean, it was long lasting and it was matte, but the colors just never suit me, and it felt very like thick, whereas this feels way more like natural. If I do a close-up, And yeah, I just feel like my skin looks really like smoothed out. I don't feel like it's settled into any lines as yet. I mean, so it's just gone 11 at the minute. So yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna wear this all day. If I can, I'm gonna try not to like touch up. So usually in the day I do have to like add a bit of powder, you know, but I'm gonna try not to unless it's absolutely essential. If this kind of like doesn't live up to the hype, then I will have to. But if I can help it, I won't. And yeah, I will check in with you later just to see how it's wore, if there's any issues that I've come across. This claims to have 24-hour wear. I'm not gonna test it for 24 hours because I do not suggest anyone wear foundation for 24 hours. But yeah, I'm gonna just test it like all day and yeah, just see how it plays out. At the minute, I am loving it and I feel like it's gonna be my new favourite foundation, but we will see. So yeah, I will catch up with you later. Okay guys, so we are back. It is now just coming up to 7, so it's been on like 8 hours now. So it's been a full day of work. I've been editing. I've actually been editing this video right here so that I can put it up the same day that I filmed it. And yeah, I am already, I'm in my onesie. I am in the onesie, which means it is the end of the day for me. I'm in my, it's my Halloween skeleton onesie from last year. But I thought, you know, why not just rock it all year round? I feel very autumnal at the minute. I know what you all want to know. You want to know what is happening with the face. Just a minor interruption. There's Joe. Joe, come here. Joe has something he wants to say.
Do I?
You do.
I did not realise this was my time to be plugging it. Guys, I have a Patreon account. If you have been helped by my episode tutorials, then there is a way that you can help me out in return. And that is by becoming one of my patrons. It is patreon.com/Arthur Joseph Evans. And in exchange for becoming a patron of mine, I'm offering a wide range of different rewards, including an episode goodie bag every month, early access to my tutorials, voting on what tutorials you want me to make, and personal help from me, and even shout outs for you and your stories.
Ooh.
Right, I better leave you to it.
So, back to the foundation. This is my face right now. So yeah, this is after 8 hours of foundation wear, and honestly, I am really impressed. Now you've got to imagine I have like very oily skin, very oily. I mean, this has been something that I've had since like teenage years. It's just, doesn't matter what I do, I always do get oil. But compared to what I usually get, this is like, to me, this is barely nothing. Let me get a bit up close and personal. So yeah, as we can see, I do have like a bit of shininess kind of by here, which is where I normally do get shiny, and on my nose. I mean, my chin is actually fine, which usually that gets quite oily as well. Yeah, a bit of oil on my forehead, but honestly, nowhere near like what I would usually get. Yeah, I don't feel like it's broken apart. I mean, you can still see like my highlight, you can see my bronzer. So yeah, I did powder just a little tiny bit, only on my nose and just like a little bit around my nose. That was at about four. So that was after like 6 hours. So yeah, I mean, usually by then my entire face is very oily and I'd have to powder like the whole thing, but I literally only had to do like this bit by here. And to be honest, it wasn't even essential. It was more of just habit. Like, I just seen myself in the mirror and thought, oh, I'll just quickly powder that. But I am very impressed, and normally by now, if I was to do that, or like my foundation would usually be on my fingers, but it's not, and it hasn't made my finger look like shiny with oil. So it's definitely helped with oil control. And I mean, like for me, usually my foundation has gone really like streaky and where I've kind of done that. But I feel like this is like pretty kind of, you know, is still there, is all still there. Yeah, I don't feel like the colour has changed. It hasn't oxidized, it hasn't got darker, it hasn't like creased anywhere. I haven't got any like, you know, in my fine lines, it hasn't kind of caked in there. Honestly, I am so impressed, super impressed. If you've got more of just like a light bit of oil, or even just like, definitely if you've got normal skin, you will have no problem whatsoever. This, I can't imagine that this would make you, you know, oily or not stay on. I'm gonna give this a 9.5 out of 10. I am gonna drop half a mug only because there's like a slight, ever so slightly, just a little bit, my oil's breaking through. But to be honest, I honestly wouldn't expect any foundation to do that for me. So yeah, I think this is my new favourite foundation. £15, bargain. I know NYX are a cruelty-free brand. Whether this is vegan, I don't know. So if that's something that like you really want, maybe look into it. Yeah, I say definitely give this a go. At the minute, this is my gal. This is my gal for life. Okay guys, so I hope that's been helpful. Yeah, just leave me a comment down below if you'd like to see a review on the Can't Stop Won't Stop primer, because I am definitely going to be trying that out now. And yeah, if any of you have tried this foundation, or if you get it and then try it, let me know your thoughts on it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!